who they are. This is Objectified Pitbull.
To be a Cuban American, to get the key to the city of Miami and not sell cocaine, amazing.
I'm Harvey Levin. This is a story about a Cuban American boy who grew up to become one of the most recognizable and marketable celebrities in the world. Armando Perez grew up in the slums of Miami, surrounded by violence and drugs.
When I was born, I was breastfed cocaine, where I had to get rushed to the hospital and see if I was gonna make it.
But music proved to be his golden ticket to a better life.
You are light-skinned, blue eyes.
Yeah, too Latin for hip-hop and too hip-hop for Latin. Till y'all figure it out, I'm gonna keep rapping.
And soon he applied the same hustler mentality he learned on the streets to business.
Pitbull's such a household name that if you Google Pitbull, I come up before the dog.
Turns out his inspiration wasn't a big celebrity. It was someone who wasn't as lucky.
Eddie was somebody that, for one, believed in me, but more than anything, loved me. And he...
Way more than a musician, Pitbull is an ambassador for Latinos across the globe.
That's the story of my life. Always a stereotype, giving me a chance to prove people wrong.
Pitbull, the man who scratched and clawed his way out of the ghetto to the top of the world.
Armando, it's so good to see
you doing, buddy?
Oh, my God.
Good?
So good to see you again.
Everything good, thank God.
I am honored to do this show with you. I'm fascinated that you have come from, I would say, from the streets to where you are today, and it's just, the rise is incredible.
Thank you.
So I want to trace your life using objects that you kept over the years.
I'm looking forward to it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
So first, tell us where we are.
This right here is Slam, a charter school.
You founded a school for poor kids.
Yeah, it's ironic coming from somebody that didn't graduate high school, but I was very well educated by my mother. So I understood what it was to mold a young mind.
What's that?
This right here, this Jose Marti, which is the most famous Cuban poet, okay? And my father, what he would do is he would take me to the bars that are like restaurants and put me on top of the bar. I was about maybe 4 or 5 years old, and he'd make me recite the poems to everybody there. And that's the first time that I figured out how powerful words really are.
I gotta tell you, after reading about your life, I find it remarkable, not only that you're successful, but that you're alive.
I'm a hustler. So I hustled my way through those certain situations that were going on in life.
Tell me about the situations that were going on
I mean,
in
you're
life.
growing up in a city that was the cocaine capital. So I saw my first entrepreneurship as a 4 or 5-year-old when I seen people that had absolutely nothing get everything through a product.
The product you're talking
The
about are
product I'm
drugs.
talking about is cocaine.
Yeah.
You know, I grew up around cocaine, crack, heroin.
Your dad got heavily involved in cocaine, in cocaine selling.
My mom got involved in it too. You know, my mom was,
I didn't know your mom got involved.
Yeah, I mean, man, at a time, cocaine's an ugly drug. And everybody was getting addicted in the 80s. In the late 70s, early 80s, and then it turned into crack.
Were they both using?
Yeah, they both used, and I was even, when I was born, I was breastfed cocaine, where I had to get rushed to the hospital and see if I was gonna make it. So, yeah, it was an epidemic. That's what it was.
Your mom and dad divorced when you were very small, I think 4 years old?
I think even younger than that, if I'm not mistaken, about 2 or 3, yeah.
So your mom really struggled?
Yes.
And you were poor?
Yes.
Did you understand you were poor?
No. I go back, it's my normal. I did understand to appreciate, I did understand to help, anything that I could do. I was my mother's apprentice. So if she sold cable, I'm selling cable with her. If she sold water, I'm with her. She sold Amway, I'm with her. If she's a manager at a Burger King, I'm with her. When she cleaned houses, I clean houses with her, which taught me hustle, taught me approach, taught me how to be very, very social. And more than anything, taught me that no problems, just solutions. One way or another, it's always gonna work out. You woke up breathing, right? You're all right. And that's where we came up with every day above ground is a great day.
Your mom kicked you out of the house
Yeah.
for selling drugs.
She was ahead of the curve, but she said, don't you dare sell cocaine. So one day I get to the apartment, and she knows the difference in baggies, you know, and paraphernalia. And she finds one, she goes, now this, and there was nothing in it. That one was already done. This does not look like marijuana. get out my house.
And she threw you out.
Oh, like that, like in an instant.
How old were you?
That was 16.
Did you get in trouble with the law as a kid?
Yeah.
Go to jail?
Mm-hmm. There's things that I could have got caught doing that would have gave me anywhere from 10 to 25 years. Didn't get caught doing those things. The things I got caught for, stupidity, which I thank God for.
But involving drugs?
Involving drugs, yeah. You gotta understand, most of the people that I've grown up around, they get celebrated more coming out of jail than they do graduating college. Think about that.
That's breathtaking.
When someone comes home, it's a celebration. Like, oh, who just jumped out? We gotta go check him out. We gotta make sure he's straight. They give you money, they take care of you. While you're in, they take care of your family. And while people trying to go to university, colleges, and they come back, oh, you know, such and such just graduated from Harvard. Man, who cares? Crazy, isn't it?
Crazy.
So that was my circle. That's all I knew.
If you had a comfortable, non-criminal upbringing, do you think you'd be as successful as you are today?
No way. No way, shape, or form. The university of life, the streets, what it gives you is an intuition. The same way that a woman has an intuition, that's what the streets give you. It allows you to read a room the minute you get in it. It allows you to know, at least for me, who to do business with, not to do business with. I invest in people. Love to build things with people that you love to be around and learn from. The streets gave me that.
So this is the broadcast studio at Slam?
That's right.
Pretty cool?
Unbelievable, isn't it? Imagine going to school and you're able to do this right here.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the book.
Yeah, it's a book. This was a present from somebody that's very special in my life and also somebody that's always believed in me. So she gave me this book to write records in. Why this book is so special to me out of all of them that I've written in is because this was my book that started my journey to independence. Not dealing with a label anymore. I love it. I love it. There's nothing like being able to control your own destiny.
You wrote songs in this
So
book?
I wrote records on this. This one we wrote climate change and we wrote globalization on this book right here.
When did you get interested in music?
I got interested in music, always loved music. And you grew up around music. People, you know, when they were cleaning the house, always music on. It's just a part of our DNA, part of our culture, and a sense of hope. Anything could be going bad. You throw on the right song, and it's like, for me, my favorite song is Earth, Wind & Fire, September. You throw that on, and we are jamming, you know? And that's when I fell in love, deeply in love and obsessed with music. My mom would always tell me, the pen is mightier than the sword. She would always say, be careful what you write.
It wasn't necessarily that you got embraced immediately.
Not at all.
You were selling mixtapes on street corners.
Well, selling mixtapes, barbershops, street corners. So I go through there trying to sell mixtapes at $5 a pop. And, you know, with a trash bag and bomb. And you'd be like, man, I ain't trying to hear that right there. So I tell you what, I'm gonna give it to you for free. If you like it and you come back next week, then have, you know, your dogs buy 4 or 5 of them. He said, all right, I respect that. So I went to this high school called Coral Park. We would do this thing called freestyling, battling. So whoever was the best at rapping, they put them to battle each other. I got them industry running home for their stash, and I ain't talking about they coke and cash. I'm talking about what they wrote last, knowing if they spit with pit round for round that they won't last. Well, it got to the point, Harvey, that I was battling 4 guys at a time against me. So I rap against this guy. So example, if I'm battling you right now.
I'm not doing it, man.
No, I get you, but if I rap against you and I see you, you know, I see you with a green jacket, I don't know what you packing. Me, you more like a blaster. I should wear that green jacket because I just won the Masters. You feel me? That's what you would do, freestyling. So I would do 4 of them, and then they all hit back at me.
Thanks for trashing my jacket.
No, I'm not trashing it, man. Yeah, you're a master.
It's not a
man.
master's jacket.
That is. This teacher named Hope Martinez changed my life.
Y ella me dijo, porque yo creo en ti. Y dije, wow, not too many people say that. And imagínate, hasta este día, ella me puede decir, oye, se te fue la mano, lo que sea, pero yo siempre voy a darle las gracias.
She said, I have this opportunity for you to be an extra in a DMX video shoot. Man, I was so happy because DMX was the hottest thing in the game.
Stop, drop, shut 'em down, open up shop. Oh, no, that's how Rough Riders roll.
Sure enough, we go to the video shoot, and my friend, Alan, instigator. We don't see none of you New York boys down here in Miami, and I got a Chico right now that out-rap anybody. Bring him, DMX, you out-rap DMX. So it started to get a little heated, and one of the producers stepped in and said, look, man, check this out. I ain't gonna give you X, because X is gonna rip him apart. But I tell you what, we got this up-and-coming Rough Rider named Dragon. I'll give you him. Let's do it, you know? But first I'm like, what the did I just get myself into? So Dragon comes up. Boom, we start going at it. 3 rounds go by, 4 rounds go by, 5 rounds go by, 6 rounds go by. It's about 8 rounds. And back then, if you weren't spitting off the top and you made somebody go to their written, that means you won that battle. Well, Drag went to his written. I was like, oh man, we got him. And that carried out through the streets of Miami. The Source wrote about it. A guy named Julian Booth read about it, got me to the studio to meet Luther Campbell. And that was my first record deal.
You are light-skinned, blue eyes.
Yeah.
Was that a problem?
Light skin, blue eyes, Cuban, from Miami. 2 Latin for hip-hop and 2 hip-hop for Latin. Till y'all figure it out, I'm gonna keep rapping.
I know ain't no Latins in here, but I still gotta represent my roots, man. You know? Gotta represent my roots, man.
To me, it was always a blessing to be able to walk in the room and people think, nah, there's no way this guy is gonna bring it. And then be able to bring it, not only be able to bring it flow-wise, business-wise, and also bring it where the word, as a wordsmith.
How'd you get the name Pitbull?
Pitbull came about. I had a very, very good friend named Junior, Dominican guy that you know, I have a lot of love for him and his family. Took care of me also. And one day we on the way to watch a Pitbull fight. Junior turns to me, he goes, that's your name, Pitbull. And when I thought about it, the dog is too stupid to lose, and it's one of the most loyal, smart dogs, breeds, no? That everybody stereotypes as something bad, but really it was great. So crazy thing is, that's the story of my life. Always a stereotype, a misconception, and always giving me a chance to prove people wrong. I love it.
You said the masses are asses. It's the stupid that sells.
All day. All day, I'm just telling you the
That
truth.
is very cynical.
When I say masses are asses, they know exactly what I'm talking about. When I say keep it simple, stupid, KISS is a rule. Keep it simple, stupid.
Armando, the basketball court is fantastic.
This is what it's all about. You know, this is hope at its finest. This is why music has been
You pay nothing.
Call 800-923-9546.
Armando, the basketball court is fantastic.
This is what it's all about. You know, this is hope at its finest. This is why music has been so special to me. My life has been so special to me to be able to do this. You know, which is, bottom line, let them know that they can do it.
And they can see the skyline of success.
Success and hope, man. Just like, hey, you could do it, man. You could do it.
What's this?
Someone very special gave me the speaker. I was at a party and I always had this laptop that I would hook up to. It just had a playlist, 20 speaker that was around. And this kid was breakdancing at the party, and when he's breakdancing, he does a windmill, and he knocks over the laptop and breaks it right there, and he feels so bad. So as a present, somebody bought me this speaker. It's like, now you have a speaker with you everywhere. This speaker's doing me about 12 years now, same speaker.
Oh, my gosh.
You know, it's been everywhere.
Do you use it?
This speaker's been a deal maker. I cut deals with Shakira on the speaker. I record in different closets, hotels, you know, wherever I can set up a mic, that's where I record at. So give me everything on the floor, Rain Over Me. I Like It with Enrique. Don't Stop the Party, Timber, Feel This Moment. All of it came from here.
You are so incredibly successful in rap, and you changed up music a million times. You didn't stick with one thing. You bounced around and did dance music, did all sorts of things. A lot of people are scared to change something if it's working. And it was working for you, and you kept changing.
I love to challenge myself. I like to think out the box. I'm not afraid to take a risk. The biggest risk you take is not taking one.
You are so accomplished as an artist, yet you say that what you do is 10% artistry and 90% business.
All day.
Doesn't that diminish the credit that you deserve as somebody who's recorded monstrous hits over a period of years?
Nah, it keeps me on my toes, keeps me humble. The minute you think you are who you think you are, it's over. At the end of the day, the music is a product. Same thing as the dope game. Only thing I'm giving you, you're not snorting with your nose, you're snorting with your ear. I gotta give you a good product. It's gotta be raw, uncut. I'm not here to be the best rapper. I'm not here to be the most talented, but I'll outwork you. That I will do. And that's why anybody asks me, damn, you're lucky, Chico. I said, man, you know what's funny? Hard I work, lucky I get. So
Yeah.
for me, and I always say it about the music business too, I've used it in a rhyme. It says, I'm a part of the music business. Half of these people don't know music and don't know business, have no business in music. What is this?
I just love that.
Yeah.
That is
The truth.
Why did you decide to be Mr. 305 when you had a world stage?
Well, this is what happened. Mr. 305 came from Trick Daddy. Trick Daddy's a big artist that came out of Miami, opened a lot of doors for us. And one day I was recording with him and we figured out that we lived in a lot of the same neighborhoods. And when I told him in different spots I lived, he's like, man, you like Mr. 305. I said,
You
Trick,
like
you
it?
know I'm snatching that trick. From the 305 to Mr. Worldwide. I said, whoa, now that's got a ring to it.
Went from Mr. 305, Dade County, to Mr. Worldwide, all around the world. Now,
After you do Mr.
Worldwide,
Worldwide,
it's tough.
where do you go?
I don't know.
You hitch a ride with Elon Musk.
Yeah, there you go.
Lil Jon gave you some interesting advice. Make music for women.
Oh, yeah.
What does that mean?
Women are the most powerful things in the world. You know, they are the trendsetters, the tastemakers, and you do everything for a woman. Bottom line. Why do people get the nice cars? They want a beautiful woman. Why do most of the rappers wear chains? Not just because it's cool, because some women are into that. It shows you got money, and if that's the kind of woman that you get, well, guess what? You're gonna attract that kind of woman. The first one that really said that was Tupac. Pac was a genius mind, unbelievably sharp, but he knew I had to cater to the women. The women love me, everybody love me. Because when you're in a car and you're listening to something, if the women love it, you're gonna wanna play that song for her. You get me?
So the guys just come along for the ride.
Oh, we always just come along for the ride, man. We all know it. Come on, guys, you gotta know that. That's why I say I've been very blessed to be raised by women, and a woman made me a man. Because not only do I got the streets intuition, but I got a woman's intuition. Now that's dangerous.
You said the masses are asses. It's the stupid that sells.
All day. All day. I'm just telling you the
That
truth.
is very cynical.
It's the truth. They taught you that in radio. When you go to give them a record, they would always say, remember, the masses are asses. Because if you come with something too complicated, they're not gonna wanna listen to that. Well, keep it simple, stupid. You got the verse, got the hook, got the verse, got the breakdown, got the hook. That's why it's called a hook. So I'm here to hook you. And mind you, I only got 6 seconds to hook you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If not, you're changing the radio.
Is Pitbull now a product?
Oh, by far. I mean, Pitbull's such a household name that if you Google Pitbull or YouTube Pitbull, I come up before the dog.
Is that true?
Crazy, ain't it?
Yet another gym?
Man, this is the second gym. This is what we call Slam Junior. So,
Slam Junior?
yeah, this is Slam Junior. We built it right next to the other school right there. So this becomes our gateway to success because we put a bridge in the middle. You know, so it's the gateway to success through Little Havana.
What the hell? Are
Well,
these all yours?
You just asked me, how is it that you took it from Mr. 305 to Mr. Worldwide? 4 passports that I use to travel all around the world. And like I always tell people, you know, I'm not religious. I believe in God. Never read the Bible, but my passport looked like one.
Have you pretty much hit every country?
I've pretty much been all around the world.
Okay, I want to talk about Pitbull, the brand.
Yes, sir.
How about we mention a couple of them? Dr. Pepper, Norwegian, Cruise Lines, Kodak, Bud Light, Foley, Walmart, Dodge, Fiat, Playboy, Sirius, the state of Florida, restaurants, fragrances.
If you want to be a marquee brand, you got to deal with marquee brands. Learned a whole lot throughout the journey, but now more than anything, it's all about ownership. True partnership and ownership.
What happened to music?
Well, music is always the driving force. That's the bread and butter. That's what keeps you relevant.
So music's the engine.
Yeah.
And you've got a long train behind that engine.
It sure is. And what I love about the music business now is changing so much. It's creating a lot of opportunities for true partnership and true ownership.
Music drives a lot of the endorsements. Do endorsements help music?
Yes, they do. When you partner up with the right brand, you know, I'll give you an example with Bud Light that helped break a record called Don't Stop the Party. Manos Pa' Arriba broke through a Pepsi deal that we did down in Latin America, which record ended up winning a Grammy. And I always say that, by the way, Grammys are great, but what are they really, you know, my kids can't eat Grammys. You know what I'm saying? So I just say it so you guys understand what level that record went to.
Is Pitbull now a product?
Oh, by far. I mean, Pitbull's such a household name that if you Google Pitbull or YouTube Pitbull, I come up before the dog.
Is that true?
Crazy, ain't it?
That is true.
Yeah, look it up.
So it's a product.
It's a product, my friend.
Is the secret weapon that you are tapping into the Latin market? I know you're bigger than the Latin market, but the Latin market is enormous.
Well, I think that's the part where people, I think, have the misconception about the Latin market. For one, I don't in any way, shape, or form try to categorize myself. That's why I said to you earlier, you know, I'm too Latin for hip-hop and too hip-hop for Latins, okay? I speak to the world. I make global music. I just happen to be Cuban-American. I happen to be Latin.
Why are you so inspired by Colonel Sanders?
Man, that's a Tony Robbins story. My mom put me on a Tony Robbins in 5th grade, and he had this one story about the Colonel Sanders and him trying to sell the Kentucky Fried Chicken recipe. Now I know the exact number. It's 1,007 times, but I always rounded it off to 1,000. Can you imagine 1,007 no's? You're going somewhere, no, no, no. I could be here for another 30 minutes before we get to 1,007 no's. And it just clicked in my mind, wow, no is really yes. Unbelievable. You just gotta keep going, gotta keep fighting. So you start to become a fan of no.
How important is money to you?
Money is, my mom taught me at a young age, money is a passport. Allows you to come and go, but does not make you. So money for me, when I was a little kid, since I didn't have stability, I didn't have security, I didn't have protection, that's all. It helps secure, stabilize my life, and protect, and allows me to build generations. But money's ugly. And for me, I've seen what money does to people, especially when they're famous. It's like throwing gasoline on the fire. And let me tell you, if you were an ass broke, you're gonna be an ass millionaire, ass billionaire. Bottom line.
You have Pitbull's life plans.
So it's 09 freedom, 10 invasion, 11 build empire, 12 grow wealth, 13 put the puzzle together, 14 buckle up, 15 make history, 16 disruption, 17 was gingerbread man playing catch me if you can. Okay, 2018 off the grid, 2019 generational wealth.
What is off the grid?
No, I'm trying to teach people to be human again. Get off the grid, you're so connected, you're disconnected. Cars get smarter, phones get smarter, TVs get smarter, we get dumber.
You get lazy.
I'm watching a generation that's coming up like zombies. They don't even look up no more. People walk around like this. So if anybody wants to invest in a business, y'all should become chiropractors. Because everybody's gonna be like this in the future. Hey, what's up, man? And then the worst thing is that a lot of this technology is being used. Here's my favorite part. Oh, we're changing the world with technology. Okay, great. Are you? That's the question. Use technology, don't let it use you. Somebody that's very, very special to me. He rolls with me everywhere. Literally rolls with me everywhere because he's up top now. But his name is Eddie. So Eddie was somebody that, for one, believed in me, but more than anything, loved me. And
what happened to him?
Well, somebody that's very, very special to me. He rolls with me everywhere. Literally rolls with me everywhere because he's up top now. But his name is Eddie. He goes right there. And I always have him with me, and he always used to tell me, never be a waste of talent. So I keep that in my wallet everywhere I go.
Tell me what Eddie did for you.
So Eddie was somebody that, for one, believed in me, but more than anything, loved me. And how can I put it? He took me out of the streets. And I go back, loved me. And was like a father figure to me, you know? So for me, you can see I miss him. But like I said, he's always with me.
What happened to him?
I mean, it was his time to go. He got struck by lightning. Crazy enough, but you know, God is so big. His daughter was riding with him, so they were on a four-wheeler in the Everglades. He met in the middle of a field, and the tallest thing in the field was him on the bungee. And you know, thank God, and his daughter flew off of him. He was dead instantly. But Eddie was just a good guy, man. He wanted the best for everybody, always, you know, give you the shirt off his back, that kind of person. And I was very, very blessed to be able to have him as a mentor as a father, and just somebody, when you have somebody that's so good that believes in you, and it feels you right now, it's like, don't give me that crying. Yeah. You know? And I am. Eddie, I love you, man. I miss you.
You showed me something a little while ago here, a picture, a basketball team.
Yeah.
With you in it.
A lot of those guys, they're either dead or in prison. That was the kind of environment that we were in. And that's why basketball was such an escape for us. You know, it allowed us to stay out of trouble. Because when you're around that, and I go back to that being your normal, that's all you see, that's all you know how to do. You know, I know guys that don't know how to, this is crazy. They learned the metric system, they learned math, they learned everything by selling dope.
And I get why you started Slam.
And utilize those circumstances to make them animals, monsters, and strong to be able to take on the world, adapt to any environment. That, to me, is what this is all about. And I can't wait, which has already happened to me. I have grandmothers that have seen me in a restaurant and come up and it's like, thank you so much. You're changing my grandson's life. He loves your school. I'm like, you have no clue what you just did for me. That means the world to me. That's what I live for. That's my money. You know, that's my passion, my love, to be able to give back and somebody really appreciate it and do something with it. Man, you can't buy that, man.
This is a dream come true, and I'm gonna tell you why. We can have endless #1 records around the world means nothing. To be able to perform in front of the world means nothing. It just gives us the avenue to be able to do these kind of things. This is priceless. To change their lives is priceless. To change their life is priceless.
I saw a wall upstairs with some of the graduates. And what really struck me was it wasn't just, oh, so-and-so went to college and that's the only person who's a success. There were people in police academies, in the military. So you're really finding things for people that fit their specific interests and not just saying everybody should go to college.
Exactly. You know, you take what you learn here and apply it to wherever you're going. We have kids from Ivy League schools to kids that, yes, have gone to the military, police academy. We're all about what interests you and hopefully giving you the right tools to take that to the next level. And for me, to be able to be already, my first graduating class, we graduated at 95%. And we're not gonna stop till we graduate at 100%.
Pretty ironic that the school system failed you and you're so passionate about it now.
I didn't graduate high school. But the reason education to me is so important because I know how my mom molded me. And my mom always told me, nobody's dumb, nobody's stupid. You just gotta figure out on how you learn. I bounced from school to school. As my mom moved from house to house, my mom was my best teacher, and I still learn from her every day. Some things I like, some things I don't. But she did struggle so I could attend better and safer schools where I want better schools for the kids who live where I grew up. So SLAM is sports, leadership, arts, and management. And if there's one beautiful thing about sports, well, kids love it, but man, it shows you unity, shows you teamwork, shows you the harder you work, the better you get. It shows you punctuality. It shows you how to deal with situations. And even if you might not like somebody that you're playing on a team with, well, when it's time to play, you guys are out there giving your all for each other. You get me? So we took sports and we use it as a part of the curriculum now. So it keeps it sexy, fun, engaging for these kids and excited to come to school. Bottom line, when they see me come through the school, they're like, yeah, they go Pitt. And it's gotten to the point where I've come here so much, I had to chill out a little bit because they were like, oh, there's Pitt.
Yeah.
Oh, they'll go Pitt.
You're a really rich guy.
Hard worker.
Hard worker. How do you stay so connected to your roots? Because you don't live that anymore, but you're so passionate and connected to it.
Man, if you don't know where you're from, you don't know where you're going. If you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. I say it all the time. And I'm a Miami-Dade County, born and raised, 305 representative, Cuban-American, that, yes, defied all odds, but I love my life, I love my story. I don't run from it. And that's how you stay connected. Because some of these kids, I don't even have to talk to them. I just got to look at them, and I know what they're going through. I mean, I had a conversation with one kid one time. He said, hey, man, you think I can holler at you real quick? I said, yeah, what's up? Boom. I said, man, I only need 5 minutes. And he's telling me that my story inspired him. He's starting to do music now. He was selling dope. A couple of his friends just got shot. He's like, I don't want that for my life. I said, neither did I. Put it on paper. Let it be your therapy. Let that be your out. And when you get something, tell you what, when I come back around, listen to it. And I'm gonna be real with you. I'll let you know. But if you got that around you right now, you got to get away from that. I know it's hard. And he's living in one of the worst spots here in Miami, which is in Liberty City. You just changed that kid's life. That kid 20 years from now is going to tell that story and go, yo, this is the reason that I did this.
And maybe pass it on.
My friend, that's what it's all about.
You've never been married?
No.
By choice?
By choice.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Why?
I think it's the first step into a divorce.
So, the significance of a pink pen.
The significance of a pink pen, well, my mom always told me pen is mightier than a sword, so everybody gives me a pen as a gift.
Okay.
So this one comes from one of my daughters. I'm not gonna say her name, so I don't wanna put it out there publicly, but she gave me this one right here, and this is the one that I've been writing in the independent book with. So this one's very special.
So, you wouldn't tell me the name of your daughter. Why are you so super secretive when it comes to family?
Because, you know, since I grew up in a very unstable, unsecure, and unprotected environment, I think it's unfair if I bring them into the world that I'm in. I signed up for this world, they didn't. I don't need them living in my shadow. They're gonna be bigger, better, badder, stronger than me. But I want them to earn that. I don't want people just giving them handouts because they're my kids. Nah. So me and my kids, we got our own code, we got our own language, you know. There's a lot of people out there that don't know my kids are my kids, and that's what I love about it, because they get a chance to grow up normal and be themselves. Because it's nothing like finding your identity. And I don't want to be somebody that's going to mess that up for them. And that's why I try my hardest to protect them as much as I can. And even now that, you know, one of them starting to get on social media, and I talked very deeply about the importance and how dangerous that can really be. You know, kids don't really see too many things. The good thing is that I can actually have a conversation with my kids about things. And that's why I want them to enjoy this ride.
You have 6 kids, I believe,
Yes.
by 3 different women?
Yeah.
Do the kids interact?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, all my kids get together.
Are they all in the same city?
Yeah, all in the same city. Yeah.
You've been around Miami, haven't you?
Oh, man. It's hard not to. Have you seen the beautiful women in Miami?
Yes, it's a crazy city.
Yeah.
And solid relationships with all the kids.
Solid relationship with all the kids, solid relationships with all the mothers, and more than anything, I want more kids.
You've never been married?
No.
By choice?
By choice.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I think it's the first step into a divorce.
That's true about 50% of the time.
I'm gonna throw a happily unmarried party, but that's what we should start doing, divorce parties now. I think that's another business we should invest into. But marriage to me is just a piece of paper. It's a business. It's a piece of paper, you sign it, you gotta, you know, a pastor, a preacher, a rabbi, whatever, marrying you, and then what?
There was part of it that the relationship between your mom and dad was dysfunctional?
That's why I don't get married, because I want to keep a functional relationship. And for me, how do I put this? I believe in a bond. I believe in a partnership. I believe in those words that they say, you know, through sickness and health, where you ride or die for real, are you really gonna be here? That they get taken lightly. A marriage is a show, that's all it is. And then you're inviting a bunch of people over to the wedding that are talking about how the wedding's not gonna work. But mind you, I don't knock marriage, just not my thing. I'm single, bilingual, and ready to mingle. There's another joke in Spanish I can't say on camera, but the people I know about single, they know what I'm talking about.
You want to tell people where you were last night?
Last night, yeah, we were out to 5 a.m., had a great time on a business partner's boat here in Miami. Actually got a chance to hang out with Mark Anthony last night, DJ Khaled, Luis Fonsi was there. You know what they say, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. What happens in Miami never happened.
You are a party animal.
I love to have a great time.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, you have to escape. It's my therapy, at least.
So how do you go under the radar? Because I have another job, and we never see you.
I only hang with good people. People you could trust, that are not into that world, that are still connected, okay, and still love to have a good time without showcasing it to everybody. Look, if you need a picture or a video to show people what you were doing, those people aren't really your friends.
Do you feel pressure to get involved with Hispanic women?
I love Hispanic women.
I know you do.
Yeah.
But do you feel pressure that if you don't, you're going to have a backlash?
Oh, no way, shape, or form. I mean, I love all women, don't get me wrong. My favorite thing is a woman that's sophisticated, sharp, can actually hold a conversation. You know? And And to me, that's what makes sexy.
You, as much as anybody, maybe more so, have an enormous influence with Latinos. Do you feel a responsibility, especially politically and socially, to mobilize them?
Oh, absolutely. It's not a responsibility for me, it's an obligation.
Do you ever think of running?
This right here is the key to Miami.
What does it open?
And they actually, that's
You
that's
found
the
out
funny
later,
part.
right?
Yeah. I was hoping
trying doors.
hoping to open a couple of motel rooms or something, but no, that didn't work out either.
I always say that actions speak louder than words. He cares about all of you here present. He cares about all the students here, and he has the commitment for the school. I thank you for that. It's commendable. Happy birthday. And here, the key to the city of Miami.
But the irony behind it is being a Cuban American born in Miami in the 80s from a city that was built off of cocaine and what do you call, in the streets, what do you call a kilo of cocaine? You either call it a brick, a bird, or a key. So to be a Cuban American, to get the key to the city of Miami and not sell cocaine, amazing.
There was some criticism about this because you had dealt drugs before, and there were some people who said, don't give this guy the key to the city.
Oh yeah, of course. But you know what? Why it only makes sense?
Why?
Because I'm a true product of my environment. People always go, yeah, that guy's been through what he's been through and had the courage and the balls to tell the whole world about his life. I don't have any skeletons in my closet. Dirty laundry has already been aired, but it taught me on how to be just real, man. And I feel like if I'm gonna represent Miami, they're gonna give me the key to Miami, who better than somebody that really lived it?
You, as much as anybody, maybe more so, have an enormous influence with Latinos. Do you feel a responsibility, especially politically and socially, to mobilize them?
Oh, absolutely. It's not a responsibility for me, it's an obligation. So what do? We lead by example. Want to help the community for real? What do? We build schools. Because to me, that's the way you start. You start molding the mind when it's young, then it understands what opportunity looks like as it gets older. And as far as for my community and my culture, I love to represent them to the best of my ability. I'm not perfect, I'm far from it, I'm not an angel. We're gonna slip, we're gonna fall, we're gonna do things wrong, but we're gonna do things great, we're gonna do things right.
There are so many people who would love your endorsement, politicians.
Yes.
Jeb Bush tried, Marco Rubio tried, you said no.
It's not that I say no, what I do is I go listen. That I do. And I always tell them, hey man, if you're not gonna come through full force on what you're talking about, I can't do that to the people. I'm not saying that they don't, it's just politics is a different business. That's why I call it politics. I have respect for what they all do, but it's a different world.
Do you ever think of running?
Nah.
You ain't gotta worry about those that dislike, and I don't like to use this word because to me it's a bad word, but those that hate. You know what we gotta worry about? Is sticking together and doing this together. And that's what we're doing here today. So it doesn't matter whether we meet a Latino, black, pink, purple, orange, white, it doesn't matter because we're all Americans at the end.
I'd rather utilize politics for the better of the community because it keeps my hands untied. To really be able to speak and be politically incorrect, but it doesn't matter what political party or things that I'm involved with, it won't matter as long as the job gets done. That's all I care about.
You have, for a long time, refused to perform in Cuba.
Yes.
Fidel Castro is now dead.
Yes.
Will that change?
I'm ecstatic about being able to have the opportunity to perform in Cuba.
You could draw millions of people.
I can't wait to go out there. We're gonna do it in Malecon, which is in La Habana, in Havana, and it's a strip that everybody performs on. That's gonna be filled with, off the top of my head, I say 4 million people when we get down there. But I don't wanna go down there and just make a splash. I wanna have a ripple effect. When I do that, perform, give it to the people, then right away, start building schools. Start doing anything that we could do to help in Cuba, right away. And there's nobody down there that can cut that deal right now, that I believe would cut that deal. Even if they said they could, I'd have to see it. You understand me?
Before you go down.
If I'm going down to Cuba, it's to help the Cuban people. That's what it's about to me. So when the time's right, believe me, we're gonna do it. And that, my friend, will be history in the making. I'm looking forward to it.
I have to tell you something. I met a lot of people in my day. I don't recall meeting anybody with such a compelling life view and life
thank you.
story.
Means a lot.
And I so appreciate this, and I'm
It's my
so
pleasure.
honored. So
Thank you,
honored
buddy.
by this. Thank you so